Finished? Oh, welcome to our regular meeting at Guadalupe City Council, February 9th, February 10th. May we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Costa Junior,
Here.
Councilmember Fernez,
Here.
Councilmember Villegas,
Here.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Here.
And Mayor Julian.
Here, we have a quorum. Will you please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item, item 3 is a moment of thanks, appreciation, or condolences. Is there a council member that wishes to cover any of those 3? Good. Good. Okay. Item 4 is agenda review. At this time, the city will review the order of business. Is there a council member that wishes to change the order of business?
No.
I just had a comment. Going down to the consent calendar. I know that there may be quite a bit of interest on item 7E, because I wish to pull that. It may take a lot of time, but let's go. I was thinking of maybe going to the management reports first, with more time for that. I'm looking at the council for me.
It depends on if we're gonna talk about the number 10 in the manager report, or if we're gonna talk about it as number 10.
Number 10, you say?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if some of the Royal Theater
Well, that's, yeah,
items are gonna be talked about tonight, or if they're gonna be talked about with the interim city administrator's report.
you're talking about item 10.
I'm talking about item 10. I would not want to move the interim city administrator report if he's the one talking about the Royal Theater, or if we, so I'm asking, are we talking about number 10, or are we only talking it in David's report?
I think what we may be talking about in David's report, but the item 10 will most likely be tabled until next meeting.
Then I don't necessarily want to move. I want to make sure we have enough time to talk about it in David's report if we're moving item 10.
Fine with me. So is there a motion to approve consent calendar? Anybody want to pull an item? Amelia?
Yeah, the warrants.
Warrants?
B.
That's
B.
7B.
As in boy.
Okay.
And like you said, I want to pull E.
Okay. Next 2 of us. You good?
That's good. Yeah.
Gene, anything?
No.
Okay, is there a motion to approve item A on the consent calendar, A, C, and D?
I'll motion to approve items on consent calendar 7A, 7C, and 7D.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 All right. Ms. Villegas,
Just
on item B.
a few questions. Let's see. One is probably you, David, on page 2 of
Did I forget
the
it? Oh,
the
I'm sorry. I forgot the main man over here, ceremonial calendars.
right.
Proclamation. It's my fault.
Yeah.
My speed reading habits. This is important, this proclamation. So we'll go back to item 6, which is ceremonial calendar, Black History Month.
Can we invite Joe as well?
Yeah.
Joe, can we please invite you to the podium?
Yes. Thank you for inviting me.
But I'm gonna read this. Okay, you wanna read it? Okay, all right. It's up. Proclamation, February 2026, Black History Month. Whereas during Black History Month, we celebrate the many achievements and contributions made by African Americans to our economic, cultural, spiritual, and political development. And whereas in 1926, Black History Month grew out of the establishment of the Negro History Week by Carter G. Woodson and the Association of the Study of African American Life and History. And whereas in 1976, Black History Month was formally adopted to honor and affirm the importance of Black history throughout our American experience, which dates back thousands of years and includes some of the greatest, most advanced and innovative societies that we can all draw inspiration from. And whereas since 1976, every American president has designated February as Black History Month and endorsed a specific theme. And whereas the 2026 Black History Month theme is a century of Black history commemorations, and whereas the observance of Black History Month calls our attention to the continued need to battle racism, build a society that lives up to its demographic ideals. And whereas the city of Guadalupe continues to work toward becoming an inclusive community in which all citizens, past, present, and future, are respected and recognized for their contributions and potential contributions to our community, the state, the country, and the world. And whereas the city of Guadalupe is proud to honor the history and contributions of African Americans in our community throughout our state and nation. Now therefore be it resolved by the virtue of me vested as mayor and on behalf of the City Council of the City of Guadalupe, I do here proclaim February 26, 2026 as Black History Month and encourage all citizens to celebrate our diverse heritage and culture and continue our efforts to create a world that is more just, peaceful, and prosperous for all. Joe, thank you for accepting this on behalf of Black Americans everywhere in our nation and everywhere in the world. So you wanted the words or?
Not really. This is a great honor. I really appreciate it. And it makes me happy that it's coming from the city of Guadalupe. And it's like for the first time that I know it. And
It isn't, but you're here.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I say thank you again to everybody, and let's all get along together.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. I just want to say Black history is American history. We celebrate and honor the past and celebrate the present and inspire the future. So thank you.
Okay. Now I'll get back on the right path here. Consent calendar, we pulled item B on the consent calendar, Ms. Villegas.
Yeah. David, on page 2 of 15, the run of January 23rd, there's, let's see. Oh, there's a warrant for rounded 3,600. It says lawn tractor. I assume that's a mower, right?
Correct. That was major repairs that were needed for a mower.
How much does a mower cost?
That mower cost 20,000.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
I
Okay.
looked into that too. If it was cheaper to buy a new
Yeah.
one or replace. Yeah.
Okay. These must be chief. Can't get away this time. On page 6 of 15, also on the January 23rd run, at the very top, it has, let's see, a warrant for 31,256. Panasonic Tough Book. What is that?
Those are the police vehicle computers. So they've Santa Maria has phased out the old ones, and that was the new ones that we had to purchase to put into our vehicles.
Okay. And then I assume that the 4,200 is the insurance, the protection. It's right under this.
Yes,
Okay.
that's part of the package.
Okay. And then on page 8 of 15, also on the January 23rd run. Let's see, Ed Jones Company, 3,200 German silver badges. Are these new badges, replacement badges, different designer? What are these?
Those are new badges.
Just new ones? The design is still the same?
No, it's a.
Oh,
it's a-
brand new?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was something that I forgot the warrants will be ahead of our presentation.
Pardon me?
I forgot the warrants would be ahead of our presentation.
Scratch the question then. Okay. Let's see. I also had an email from an individual who had a couple questions as well, if I might read those. The question is on, David, this must be yours as Public Works. On page 2 of 21, the second set of the January 26 runs, it's a warrant for Clay Septic Services. The individual has a question as to the frequency of the use of that service.
Clay's is used very consistently. We have a contract with them.
Mhm.
And they are utilized for lift stations, sewer cleanouts. They jet the entire city. And we use them for on-call emergencies.
Okay. This is just a incidental kind of question. There's reference in here on one of the warrants to 395 Obispo. And we know the city yard is 303 Obispo. What is 395? It's on one of the warrants.
Which warrant would that be?
Of course you'd ask. I don't have that noted.
Let's see. Was it for Clay's?
I think, because I saw it too, I think it referenced, or the wastewater is noted in there.
Yeah, it was probably jetting the manhole right there.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think there also could have been like gophers. I could have seen at Obispo Street, like maybe they were doing some gopher treatment in regards to that Obispo. Was that the address? What was the address?
395
I think that's what I
Obispo.
seen, like gopher maintenance as well in that
Oh,
area.
okay.
So there is gopher maintenance also with wastewater, but that applies to the plant itself
Mhm.
on the retention pond.
Got it, okay.
Okay. Oh, actually, there was referenced on an invoice, but regardless. Last question was on page 14 of 21, the January 26 invoices. It referenced the chief. Oh. It references new traffic advisor in the back window for PD for $1,200. That's the description.
Yes, that's the emergency lights for my vehicle.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. That's it.
Okay, Whitney, you wanted to pull as I did, E?
Do you want me to ask the questions I have, or do you want somebody to present the report?
I would like, if they would present first, and then we could go from there, so. We're gonna pull the adoption of the 2026-05 authorizing the submission of 2026 state CDBG application, Bridging Generation, State of Guadalupe Senior and Youth Community Enrichment Program. Do you have Isaias, or somebody can open up the comments about it, please?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor,
Good.
council members, city staff, public. To the state of California and the CDBG staff interested in review this application, we are writing to you not just as a city, but as a community that is asking to be seen. In Guadalupe, recreation is where our people hold onto one another. It is where a senior comes because silence at home feels heavier than the walk to the community center. It is where a child shows up because it may be the only safe, structured place they have after school. It is where families gather because these moments, these small moments, shared moments, are what keep them going. Our recreation department witnesses these stories every day. It listens, it shows up, It does its best and what it has, but the truth is the need in our community has grown beyond what our small city can carry on its own. This is why we're reaching out to you. The Bridging Generations initiative is born from both urgency and hope. With their support through the Community Development Block Grant Program, we can strengthen our recreation department so it could continue to be a place of connection instead of isolation, guidance instead of uncertainty, and opportunity instead of limitation. This program creates spaces where seniors feel valued, where youth feel supported, where children feel safe, and where families feel like they belong. It brings generations together, not just to participate, but to learn from one another, to share stories, to build trust, and remind each other that community still matters. We're not asking for the support lightly. We're asking because we believe in what these programs do, and because we see every day what happens when they are not available. With your partnership, the City of Guadalupe can continue to show up for its families, its children, its seniors, and its youth with dignity, consistency, and care. Thank you for listening to our story, for understanding our need, and for helping us protect the spaces where our community comes together. Council members, the City of Guadalupe has found a need of bringing back recreational sports, bringing back a structured outreach, and creating safe places for our youth and our community. And some of you guys might be thinking that, hey, Isaiah, we have all this already, right? We have the senior center where seniors go, talk to other seniors and eat. You guys might be saying that we have the YMCA where they already teach children sports, right? Or you might be thinking of the Guadalupe School District where they're taking care of their youth. But there's still another half of the population in our community that we need to reach out to, right? The other half of the teens that don't have a place to a safe place to hang out, but instead are roaming in the streets, and some of them getting hit by cars. We have the hardworking families that are barely making ends meet, that can't afford to put their children in recreational programs like ours, And we have those children that are locked away at home, because their parents are scared of going out and somehow scared of being taken away from ICE. We need to act as a city, and we need to act now. And this is the program to do so. This program brings hope to our community. It brings trust, and it recreates everything that we all wanted in the recreation community, right? And this is why I'm here, to voice the community, to hear their cries and hopes that the state hears our plea. And I'm confident that with their help, we could restore the trust and the hope that our community once had. And to the state officer that is tuning into this council meeting, I just have a few words to say, and is that we have a plan. The city has a plan. And to present more about this plan, I want to welcome the managing partner of Youth Evolution Activities, Carlos Bedoya. He should be on the Zoom call as we speak. So if we could put Mr. Bedoya on the Zoom call, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Carlos, can you unmute yourself? Thank you.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, awesome. There's a presentation slide. Do you guys have that in front of you? Or is that shown?
No, you're going to have to share your screen like you did last week.
Okay, got it. Let me just make sure I have that ready. Sorry about that. Okay. I need to send a request so I can share.
You're good.
Thank you. Is that viewable?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. Thank you for having me. My name is Carlos Bedoya, and I am with Youth Evolution Activities. And tonight I am here to share a recreation partnership we're proposing through the CDBG grant in partnership with the City of Guadalupe Recreation Department. This recreation that serves the whole community from parent and me classes starting age 2 through youth, teens, seniors at all no cost to the community. And that's what's really important. It's at no cost to the community. Just a quick background on us. Youth Evolution is a local nonprofit. We've been delivering city-supported youth programming and senior programming throughout the state of California for the last 10 years, and our management team brings over 45 years of combined experience. Our role is straightforward. We serve as a recreational service provider, so we can take on the administrative and program work, planning, staffing, training, scheduling, and outreach, so the city can expand services without taking on extra operational burden. Oversight is still very clear. The Parks and Rec Commission provides direction, Youth Evolution manages the day-to-day operations, and the city maintains oversight, provides facilities, and ensures everything stays aligned with the CDBG grant. Move on to the next slide. One big piece of this is communication and access. We'll help build a centralized community database so families and seniors actually hear about the programs through email outreach, activity guides, and consistent updates. Programming will truly span the full age range, from parent and me classes starting age 2 all the way through senior programming, so families can stay engaged with city recreation at every stage of life. Families will receive a welcome letter with class location, schedule, and expectations, along with notifications if classes are canceled due to coach illness, field closures, or city emergencies. We'll also use simple feedback surveys to understand participation, satisfaction, referrals, and interest in future programming, which helps us continuously improve and use city resources effectively. We'll also run programs at multiple city facilities and parks, so participation isn't limited to one location. It's equitable across the community. And the goal here isn't a one-time event. We're focused on long-term impact, wellness, intergenerational connection, and programs that people stick with over time. This slide is really about the Royal Theater and our teens. We want to activate the Royal as a safe, structured space where young people can do something positive. Recreation mentorship, leadership development, and real community involvement. As the Royal comes back online after construction, this is a unique moment for the city. It can be more than a restored landmark. It can be a working community hub. The benefit is clear: more supervised youth activities, stronger volunteer engagement, and a stronger connection between young people and the city. I also want to emphasize this turnkey for the city. The city doesn't have to hire, train, or schedule staff. We handle the day-to-day operations. Programs remain city branded under the City Guadalupe umbrella. We're simply the operational partner helping deliver it. That means predictable schedules, reliable staffing, and professional communication for families, updates, outreach, and reminders. Overall, it's a boost in participation and satisfaction, and it helps the rec department expand services in a way that's scalable and sustainable. In closing, we're truly excited about the opportunity to partner with the city to build a thriving, inclusive recreation experience that truly serves multiple generations. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Go ahead. You want to start with questions?
I have questions. I'm not sure who they're going to be directed at yet, but I will put them out there. So the report that we're looking at is to adopt the resolution to authorize submitting a grant. Is that right, Phil? So you're looking at me, so I thought you might.
I was just very interested in what you had to say.
I have a lot to say.
Yes, I believe that's the case.
Okay, so I'm just wondering, because this is the same grant that we had a public hearing on a couple weeks or a couple meetings ago. Is that correct? Isaiah? Yeah, David?
Yeah, that's correct. That's the last time Isaiah was here, was for this one.
Okay, cool. I'm just wondering, I feel like this resolution might be putting the cart before the horse, because I mean, it does seem that we want to move forward with the grant. We talked about it in that meeting, but do we have to, I'm trying to figure out where we decided that Youth Evolution was going to be the intermediary for the youth sports and the grant.
Yeah, so the city's been working on this project for months now. The state requires that there is planning to it. It's not we apply for it and then we start planning. The state wants to see a structure beforehand. And I think the best course of action for the city, since we're overstaffed, is that this provider takes care of all that. I don't think our city could handle such task regarding the
Is
projects
there
that
a
we have.
plan though? I'm not really, I'm just seeing, I mean, do we know what the grant? Because I feel like I feel like obviously, well, personally,
Mhm.
I think applying for the grant would be beneficial for the city.
Okay.
I do think that we had many people come out from the community regarding uh programs that could benefit from the funds.
Mhm.
So I'm just trying to figure out where in the resolution are we saying that yes, we want to move forward with youth evolution or with this program. It just doesn't seem it seems like we missed a step somewhere. I mean, if I don't see a full plan for what they're going to be doing, just taking over some programs that we already have. Like, for example, we have the Boys and Girls Club that do basketball. They already have a whole program. There's 2 teams in Guadalajara, or well, there's 2 teams per gender per grade, probably in Guad. We have some other youth sports already existing, Bulldogs cheer. And there's other people that were reaching out to us for possible funding for their soccer programs, et cetera. So I don't want to necessarily, with the report that we have right now, does that then move into us hiring Youth Evolution, or do we have the opportunity to come back and decide what we're going to do with that grant money?
Yeah, so the goal here is that Evolution acts as a recreational service provider. It's got to go ahead and work with local communities and local programs to kind of enhance their way of being. But we need to understand that we need to separate what's the city programs to what's the local programs. And the very important part about this project, this is a city branded program. And as you know, there's hasn't been any sports program that's under the city umbrella. And that's what the city is lacking right now.
Why is that important?
Well, it's very important because we always use the excuse that, hey, the Boys and Girls Club is running programs or this is doing that, but that has nothing to do with the city of Guadalupe.
We're a small city though. I'm not seeing the benefit of hiring a company that's going to receive quite a bit of the funding when we have existing programs that could utilize the funding. You know, I just don't, I mean, it feels like even if you have if they hire a couple people, that's going to eat up the $280,000 right away.
Yeah, that's what the staff report is about. And that's what I'm going to explain. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in listening to Whitney here, I guess my question is
Mhm.
to apply for this grant, must we have, what's the name of the Youth Evolution? Must we have them to be eligible or to apply for this
The
grant?
state requires that we partner up with a local nonprofit, period. That's the rule that.
If we didn't have so is this the only nonprofit that?
Well, that's
we
not, that's
consider?
the only nonprofit that manages different organizations in different sports, whether it's from seniors programs to adult programs, to children programs, to youth programs. Now, I set an example on one of our roundtable meetings with Mr. Navarro and city staff. And one of them was, well, like we could go ahead and choose a different group. Let's choose Bulldogs, for example. Can Bulldogs come over here and teach senior programs? Can Bulldogs come over here and teach youth programs? But Bulldogs focus on football. Cheerleaders, for example, can cheerleaders go ahead and teach the children soccer, basketball, baseball, t-ball, right? Youth Evolution knows how to do it all. And that's why they're the provider. Again, doesn't take away from the local programs because they'll be working alongside the local programs. There would be grant opportunities like we had back in November. They'll be handling all of the paperwork, et cetera. That way we don't have to do that. So the state is looking at that. Who are you partnering with? The past 2 NOFAs that we had, or CDBG grants, was Los Amigos de Guadalupe. They ran just the senior programs. That was a nonprofit. The year before that one, when we applied for it, was the same thing. It was a different group. Now we're partnering with a group that is not only going to offer programs, but is going to enhance our recreation department in many ways. And it's going to work alongside Mr. Navarro to get to that standard level. Right now, our recreation department is not at that standard level.
Do you, when we went through this information at the public hearing, was it November, you said?
Correct.
Seems sooner than that, but makes sense because the holidays. was it mentioned that we would need to have a nonprofit? I don't,
It was mentioned, I think Youth Evolution was mentioned in the earlier stages of that report. Mr. Trujillo has that information.
Yes.
Juana has that information. All that should be public, it should not be hidden away from the public. So that information was brought forth to it. Now, again, I respect my staff, but during that time from November to when it was due, I heard nothing, you know? So at that point, the city is deciding to go to this next step and present it to you guys. But if I had known about an organization and I kept on looking and I couldn't find anything, I told Mr. Navarro, hey, Mr. Navarro, you have any recommendations? And I didn't hear anything. So I think this is the opportunity that we cannot pass up.
no, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to figure out how youth evolution became, and not that I have anything wrong with youth evolution. I just don't see how that came into play when we had community members coming through, you know, requesting certain funding for them. Like, would we have the opportunity to take some of this grant money and give it to programs that are existing already?
I could let Mr. Trujillo answer that one. I'm all in for that, but
So I've yet to see a grant that the city can apply for to just give money to an third party without it being
Yeah,
some
that
kind
makes
of-
sense.
So utilizing this to enhance what our community can provide, or what the city can provide to the community as a one-stop shop that has all the coaching, the instructors, all that to enhance, not replace, enhance. And with the inability to find something else that can match what this organization can offer, this city decided that this would be the best route to utilize this funding to provide services for the community.
I guess where it's really tripping me up is we had citizens come in and present and, you know, kind of buy into what they would want. And I just feel like we already, as a city, knew what the plan was. And I just don't understand why we had citizens come in and say, oh, I would like to start a soccer league, or I would like to do this. Why did we even do that?
Well, that's because you have to have a public hearing.
Right. But I mean,
So the
but if we
public
already
is-
knew what we were doing, why
the-
did we let them do
Grants
that?
usually don't pay for
But-
like fees, for fees, but it does, like, once we build that infrastructure, then we can be like, once we have that infrastructure in place, and then we can go out for grants and say, hey, we're looking for a grant to enrich our football field, but there's no grants that pay for like fees for students, unfortunately.
But Carlos's presentation say that it was going to make everything free for,
Yeah, using
participation.
them.
okay.
Yeah, and then I would just mention, I personally would like to advocate for local programming just because expenses are high. As a parent myself, previously, I would not be able to pay for my child to go to basketball at the Boys and Girls Club just because of the cost. I'm having to take them here to Guadalupe, then to Santa Maria, and then back. I get out at 5, and so it is a barrier for a lot of families once they're getting out late. They might just not have that flexibility. So I think it's really important that we advocate for local programming that is easy, accessible. Kids can just walk there. They feel a sense of community and pride that they have local programming here.
Yep. And just kind of abbreviate a little bit more, this is why I wanted to go over the staff report, because it goes more into detail on what exactly this program entails. And it is a benefit for our community because not only is this service provider going to come in and help our new folk kind of training as well, but it's also going to cover some of the operating costs that go on with these programs. For example, the senior center operating costs will be covered through the grant. League Community Phase 2, once it's done, that's going to cover the operating costs. Royal Theater, we hope it finishes sooner than later, but that would be in the talks, and we're still talking. Mr. Trujillo is still talking with Tom, but we could use that as a source to use state funding to cover operating costs for that facility. So imagine the endless possibilities of using them as a start to kind of grow our recreation and grow our programs. The state wants to see that. The state wants to see us offer programs at low to no cost to our communities, and that is a big, big thing for the state to see. And this is to me, this is a program that they mentioned that they're gonna offer at no cost. So that would be written down. Now, we could provide money to these local organizations, but are they gonna offer low cost or no cost for their programs? This is why the city kind of sat down and started talking about this plan for the future, because time's going by quick. And some of these parks, buildings, Leroy, Royal Theater are gonna finish quickly, and we don't have a plan. We're planning now. And
I-
this is our first stop.
I think that's also part of the thing that I'm missing. What is the plan? I see, that they would be operating and doing some sports, but is there a financial breakdown of what will be done with that $280,000?
Yeah, so there's a breakdown. Not only are they gonna offer sports, they're gonna come in and create a database. They're gonna do outreach, for the first time, an activity guide that would go out to residents, digitally and physically. They're gonna do the whole recreational
Hold
reset.
on, before you continue, I'm sorry. A financial plan, like a business plan on like how much things are going to cost and what they're going to be doing?
Yeah, that will be released to the public once we get awarded. Right now, we're just applying for it. So there's really
Right.
no say to it until the state says, hey, I love your report. I saw your city council meeting. We're gonna go ahead and approve this. So until they approve it, then that's when we release everything to the public.
It's difficult to give a financial breakdown when we don't even know how much we're actually awarded.
Yeah, I mean, it would be an
So,
estimate.
I mean, if we give an estimate, say $100,000 to baseball and our total grant is only $30,000, to give you a financial breakdown right now would be.
Yeah, well, it would be an
void.
estimate. I mean, it would definitely be an estimate. I don't see, do you have a personal connection to this program?
No, I worked for Kids Love Soccer in the past, same group that I work with, but no personal connection.
Okay.
That's the only program that I know that could do more than just sports, mentorship programs, senior programs, etc. So again, this plan, it not just benefits the community, but it benefits the city in this point in stage with the financial burden that we're going through regarding expenses, regarding, as you heard Annette last council meeting, there's a deficit. So the city has to sit down and really focus on that, really cut back costs and see how we could somehow manage this. And that is to the help of the state. That's the only way I see it. So by going with this initiative, this could be a opening point for that program to kind of help our recreation program succeed. And then in future grant applications, we could go ahead and pursue different alternatives. But as of now, we're acting as a city, and that's what we feel could really help our recreation succeed.
A quick question.
Please.
Isaiah, you were saying assuming we get the grant, assuming we utilize Youth Evolution, and they put on training for a variety of things. To what degree does the city or NUFA or whomever interact with this group to preview, review, approve training for whatever sector of the community?
Yeah, so I think as I said in the statement, it's not it's a recreational reset, but we're trying to bring the old with the new in the new era of recreational. And that is bringing back the rec commission to kind of also have a say in what the group does, what it manages and what it should do for the community. Our rec commission has years of experience. They really know the community very well. So I think with their help and the guidance of our NUFO, the day-to-day operations would come from Youth Evolution, but through the guidance of both of them, which is the recreational manager and the rec commission. This is something that they're not gonna come and take over. It's gonna be administered to both the rec commission and the recreational manager.
So with oversight and direction from the rec manager, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Are you?
I have a question about that. It does say, so it says in the resolution that the mayor would be the the designee for this. So, but are you saying that it would be the rec commission? I'm just trying to figure
Or
out who
the
would be
desi-
making this
well, I think,
decision.
Mr. Trujillo can answer that question
For
regarding
the contract, is that
designation.
what you just said, Mayor?
Yeah,
Or
so,
designee, so
yeah, so,
you shook your head.
Yeah, the designee would have to be created by the council
Well,
action.
it says the mayor or designee.
That's because they made us use this form.
Okay. that's-
And it's
okay.
meant to cover all situations,
Sure,
but
yeah.
you would have to take action to designate somebody as a board, or excuse me.
That's fine. Yeah,
As the
we don't need to
council.
go into the weeds.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rita, any?
I still don't understand. So that's strictly for the contract of it? Is that, Mayor?
Yeah, that's a contract. For
Okay,
any
so
contract that the city has, the mayor has to.
Yeah,
sign.
no, that makes sense. I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out who would be, you just said the rec commission would be overseeing the items on that would be moving forward. So would that be at like regular Parks and Rec meetings?
Yeah, so that would be both of which the rec commission could decide on that. I haven't spoke to Mr. Trujillo yet regarding the group coming to our actual council meetings, but we presume that it could be a monthly thing, bi-monthly thing, however the council feels it's necessary for them to come in. I would suggest that would be a bi-monthly thing. That way it gives them enough time to gather up all the reports, information of what they're doing for the city, and provide a clear outline regarding the progress that they're making, you know. But it would all lie on your guys' decision.
I have seven, I'm gonna go to, Gene, you have anything? Because I'm gonna take a little bit of time. You have anything else? I have seven questions. When is that grant request due?
The grant is due April 1st. To my knowledge, according to a Zoom meeting that I had with the state, is that the faster we submit this application, the faster we could get awarded. Awards lead up all the way to September, but as they mentioned, the sooner we submit it, the faster we could get an award and the date set.
And this is for 26, 27?
This is for 25, 26. This is not
26?
Yeah, 25, 26. So this covers
In 26, we're gonna be in 26.
26, 27. The NOFA is from 25,
Right, it's from
Uh,
CDBG 25,
and then
It's-
20.
and then it goes to 26, 27.
27.
Okay,
This is a competitive grant.
okay,
This is not your standard community development block grant.
okay.
It would require a lot of work from me and Barbara to really submit a really, really good application. But I'm confident after this council meeting that,
Barbara's with the Townsend Group.
correct, that
Okay.
she is from the Townsend Group, that she is our
What's the
grant
di-
writer.
What's the duration of the program?
2 years, 9 months.
Okay, define the connection to recreation staff, commission, and council. Reporting updates, and you talked a little bit about that.
Mhm.
Because what's important here is the commission and the staff, recreation commission, the staff recreation commission and the council, because we have to,
Mhm.
we put our John Henry on this. And that has to be defined, and you talked a little bit about that, but as we go further, it needs to be really outlined.
Yeah.
And what's the physical presence of Youth Evolution staff?
Yeah, I think ultimately, I wouldn't really be able to answer it until we get awarded, you know, because that's when we
What is
start
your
making.
projection? What have you got awarded? What would the projection be? Is Carlos still on?
Feel free. Carlos?
Yes, I'm still here.
What is projection in terms of if we get the money, when we get the money, what, on the staffing side of things, will there be a physical presence of, I would assume there has to be a physical.
Correct. Yes, there will be staffing. Yes, so depends on when we'll be awarded. Our goal is to have something kick off sometime in September, October for programming for all ages. It all depends, of course, on the resources that we are provided. First, we would like to have an inquiry with the local community to see which programming exactly they would like to start off with. And that kind of will give us an idea. Honestly, we're still, I believe, in phase one, which is the introduction and the grant being applied to. And once we have a little bit more information, then I would like to sit with the rec commission and Mr. Navarro to figure out which programming they would like to start off with for the fall season. Normally, I like to start with 6 months in advance so we can plan accordingly. We'll probably have only about 3 to 4 months, I would say. Honestly, it's until we know what the grant is. We're still going to do the work in advance to have a sort of a plan. At the end of the day, we won't know what we can offer totally until we know the amount that is available. Because the idea is to provide programming at no cost.
Now, the Recreation the commission met, I believe, this past on the 3rd. Is that true? Okay, any comments from the commission, public, or staff on that meeting? Regarding that?
Yes, I was told by the end that they wanted to give a recommendation letter to the plan that to the partnership with Youth Evolution.
Now, Arnulfo, what's your take on this?
It sounds like a good opportunity. I feel like, it seems like it's a bit of like kind of like we have to go through this organization, which isn't a bad thing because these sound like a really good organization, but it does feel uncomfortable forcing a hand. Just by nature. A concern of mine is, already present programming that are already established in the community and conflict with them. And then also the longevity of these programs. This grant will run out eventually, and where do we go from there? That all being said, it still would be a wonderful thing to offer to our community.
Okay, I'm gonna go on that comment that you made regarding different programs. I have a list of things here. Basketball, softball, soccer, wrestling, baseball, pickleball, badminton, track, senior services, bicycle safety, school district connection activities, Bocce. How many of those is the city providing?
Currently?
Mhm.
None. Well, we do have badminton. We have a few, none is organized. We have the basketball nights, but we also, lack the staff. We do not have the staff to support anything really.
We also lack the people to play though.
Let me
I
finish.
hear you, but I feel like that's a
Let me
loaded
finish.
question.
Loaded. Explain that.
We don't have people coming to play pickleball. We do not have people coming to play badminton. I feel like if we offer all of those things, we're taking away from the things that are already existing. That's my whole point. Why would no one comes to play pickleball? We spent $85,000 on a court. So I just don't understand why we couldn't take this grant. I guess my point is, can the city not manage this money on their own? It's required to use a nonprofit.
I think,
It's a
answer that.
state requirement
Yeah.
to use a nonprofit. It's not the city's requirement.
So can we not use a
So we
nonprofit?
cannot use the grant.
Could we not use a nonprofit that it's not already existing, that wouldn't be paying staff? We started a nonprofit for the Royal Theater. I just don't understand this piece. We have these big ideas, bocce ball. No one's gonna come. This is only
I can comment on that.
$200,000.
Let's
Ask your former
Yeah.
council member.
let's go ahead and let's go back in time and let's go ahead and start when we first applied for the CDBG grant. And that was during COVID, let's CV1, CV2. We got the first group, newly established a nonprofit. Issues happened. They were debarred. Los Amigos de Guadalupe was brought in to take over the senior center regarding senior meals. What happened? Same issue. They were established in 1 year and we had to boot them out. Now, the difference between Youth Evolution activities is that they've been here for years. They're established. They could provide letters of recommendation from every city in the Central Coast representing their name, as far as LA and as far as North County. That's the difference. That's why we're choosing them, because they're already interested.
That actually makes sense. And I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that, because I think that some of the nonprofits that the city has worked with in the past is what is giving me pause on this whole thing. We have had issues partnering with nonprofits. So I'm trying to figure out is this just going to be a grant that gets wasted? I mean, and then also, what of those programs, Mayor, does the city actually need? I feel like we had people come here and say what they wanted. And I don't know, it's not clear unless it's just going to be up to the Parks and Rec Commission, who I think is with our new leadership and all of them. I just don't think this is enough money to do all of those things, especially when you're paying a whole, organization to staff the whole thing. So I don't think the grant is a bad option, but I don't see a whole plan for it. That's my hesitation.
But even when the grant runs out, or if we're not able to do all these things, you're building a foundation
Plant the
that you can
seed,
build
yeah.
on,
Yeah.
right? You're getting programs that don't exist. You're now learning how they operate, how you have to organize them. It's all things that the city doesn't do, right? So you're essentially paying for somebody to come in and give you a TED Talk on everything you need to do to make these programs accessible.
But
Right.
what I guess we have basketball, we have football. I mean, who's going to decide the programs that we're going to spend the limited amount of money on? It just seems like I don't quite understand who's going to be leading this. And I think that there's been a big push for baseball, but that's not necessarily what the community wants.
Right. But if you don't have anybody pushing anything, then how do you know what the community wants?
And I've been
Right.
hearing a lot from the
So-
youth that they want to do something. They want something here locally. They want ownership. They're tired of having to go to Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo. I mean, currently residents don't even take some of their kids here in Guadalupe to school here. They're going outside. And I think that we need to change that narrative. We need to establish infrastructure, but with current funding, I don't think we can add staffing to our parks and
can't add
recreation.
staffing. We have no way to add staffing.
No, I agree with that completely.
And-
My big concern is which programs are going to be like, we're signing up for they did soccer before, right?
Very popular. They have registrations. Their baby and me class was 25 kids, 25 families enrolled in just a baby kicker class. The soccer classes alone were over 60 kids enrolled. We really didn't do basketball because the recreation manager was let go. We were about to start it, but then he took it off the radar. But then again, there is potential with our community.
I see the
and that's
potential.
that's what matters. But let's think of it as a positive way.
I haven't finished,
yeah.
I haven't finished I had 7. I covered 5. How is the service billing handled?
Like any other CDBG traditional way, they invoice, Mr. Navarro goes ahead and.
You're talking
looks-
about the city's doing that.
The city's doing, so I'm taking a share of the administration part because that's how I get paid. So I'll be administering the grant administration money as far as the invoicing goes, but it's approved through Mr. Navarro.
But the city's getting the money
That is correct, Mr.
Yeah.
Mayor.
with the connection with the
Yes,
group.
the group is not getting the money, the city is getting the money.
Right, okay. And it should be noted that there's no fiscal impact on the city's general fund.
Zero
Uh,
impact.
Okay, the
Mhm.
total amount requested under the 2026 CDBG program is 280.
Mhm.
That's not the total money that's going to,
No,
what is total? Do
the
you have-
total amount that we have predicted, I think, was around 120,000. Is that correct,
And-
Mr. Trujillo?
That's
Okay, and that goes to the operation side of things.
It
that-
goes
that
to
you're handling.
the light bill for the senior center, all
Right.
the operating costs for the senior center and the new community center that's soon to be
Mhm.
constructed. And part of it also goes to the Royal Theater for the time being, as the city decided to go ahead and take control of that until construction ends.
Okay, and this ties into the food, the delivery and administration and oversight costs are associated. They're in that project. They're in that project money, the oversight for this whole
That is
thing.
correct, Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor.
along with the city, along with the Recreation Commission, along with the city staff, and along with our finance department.
I can make an exception to go ahead and split the funds between the GA. Yep.
And one of the things that's noted here is that there needs to be, and I don't know if the city has done that, an outreach in terms of what does the city want? What does the city need? There's every person that came over here in the last hearing, soccer, wrestling, football, that needs to be supported here in town, along with softball, along with baseball. And I'm not talking adult baseball, although there's quite a few adult folks that want to play. I'm talking youth softball. From the little kids on up, like the Giant organization is trying to do. Now and I say the city has applied for that, correct?
Right.
I'm asking.
We've been awarded it for the Junior Giants.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so the next step with that, just that little portion there is a field to play on. And then to get the people out there to know that there's an effort to play softball for boys and girls, especially girls. You know, that's an item like Las Mujeres, that's an item that hasn't been highlighted here in this community enough. That's all my comments. Gene, good?
You brought up something, you said 120,000 of, if the 280 was awarded, 120,000 would go to operations. Is that what you said, Mayor?
That's what he's saying. And that's what
Oh, I thought you said that.
No,
The city
I didn't
staff
say
is
that,
saying.
yeah.
Where is that information? Like, I feel like that's common knowledge in this room, but I don't have it.
Yeah, again, you won't see it until the application is approved. That's when everything and all the records go public. And not only would it come from our department, but it would also come from the state. So until we know exactly what we're awarded, then that's how we're gonna really know how much is to what.
Okay, so we're attempting to vote tonight to approve the resolution to apply for the grant. Is that correct? And the grant involves this nonprofit.
Yes, correct.
They're written into the grant,
It has to be written into the.
but
grant.
it is written into the grant.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And Carlos is on the call. I know they also mentioned that they are gonna give back to the local sports programs using funding of their own as a way to kind of make up for the money that was kind of talked about during November. Can you confirm that, Carlos?
That is correct.
So, yeah.
Wait, can you repeat that?
So as I mentioned that Youth Evolution Activities is gonna give back to the local programs here in the community. The cheer program, the Bulldog program, I know they have a huge history and are a representation of our community. So but programs are gonna be able to go ahead and apply for that through Youth Evolution Activities, and they're gonna put aside money out of their own funding since they can't use state funding for this. They're gonna use their own money to provide that grant to those programs.
I have one more question. Let's say everything goes as the city staff and mayor have discussed. Would Youth Evolution be branded, or would it be Guadalupe, City of Guadalupe branding?
It would be City of Guadalupe branding. They would be using City of Guadalupe shirts, polos, etc.
What about like on social media? Like, just as an example, this is literally just a very simple, but minor question. It's not, would it say City of Guadalupe,
Yeah, it would be City.
Youth Evolution?
So it would be City of Guadalupe, which is the whole point of this whole initiative. They would be using Evo Sports just to bring in their current participants to come on in. I think the state is also giving us some leniency to having non-residents come and visit our communities. And that's a good thing because it boosts our businesses regarding restaurants, etc. But we do expect non-residents to come out and attend those programs, all regulated, of course. There is going to be a max cap during each classes. But we do plan on also bringing in non-residents to our community.
Okay, any further questions from
I-
council?
Yeah, just to tag on again to what Whitney said. I'm not sure you answered her question. If I heard you, you're saying, is this going to be City of Guadalupe branded? And to what degree is the title Youth Evolution being used? Yeah, I don't think you answered that, Isaiah. Could you try again?
Carlos, you want to go ahead and answer that one?
Yes, to my knowledge, all programming is under the umbrella of City Guadalupe, Youth Evolution. We're just the engine. We're the day-to-day operations. We do not come out as for advertising or for marketing, for like social media, anything like that. We would need to speak with the person in charge of the City Guadalupe, who manages, so we can work together, so they can give us access, so we can post. The idea is for any post, anything like that, we would need approval. We wouldn't just post it directly ourselves. That's normally how we work with other places. Anything we post, any marketing material, first needs to be approved by the person or the commission who's overseeing us. I think that would be the safest way to do things.
Okay, if are you good? Is there closing from you, Carlos, or no closing? I want
Yeah,
to bring
that is all from me.
Okay.
That is all from me.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I have to share. Thank you.
Okay, I'll bring it back to the council as a consent item. 7E is adopt resolution 2026-05, authorizing the submission of 2026 state CDB application, Bridging Generation, City of Guadalupe Senior and Youth Community Enrichment Program. Is there a motion to adopt that or to approve that consent item?
I'll make a motion to approve that consent item.
Because it's on the consent and pull, can we just do both,
Well, we
the
will.
warrants and E? That doesn't
Let's-
have to be read as a resolution?
Let's do that one and then we'll go back to to B.
Yeah, technically, when they're pulled, they're supposed to be voted on separately.
Okay,
I'll make a
that
motion to
There's a
adopt resolution number 2026-05.
I'll
Is
second.
there a second? And that's through the consent calendar. So all those in favor of the discussion on item 7E. Before that, there's some comments. There's some correspondence that's before you that was left from an individual. I don't know what I did with mine. Yeah, regarding this support with that. I don't know who this is, but Yvette Villa, she with a program that wants to make sure that this happens. So, all right. So all those in favor of the consent calendar item 7E, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Now we'll go back to item 7B, ratify payment of warrants for the period ending January 23rd, 26 and January 26th, 026. Is there a motion to approve?
I motion to approve, 7B.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 All right, okay, moving right along. Item management reports, 8, interim city administrator, Mr. Trujillo.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members, community members and staff. I think I'll start with the public works and then move into the management to the city administrator. So we are down to one speed bump left in Pasadena for install. We actually ran out of stakes to keep them down, so we're waiting for those to come back in. And then once those are in, we will pull the ones on Los Niños. And then those won't be in there anymore. We still have our engineering tech working with the urban forestry program. And they're pushing the Cal Recycle program right now as well. It's our understanding we're coming up soon for an inspection from Cal Recycle. So that's getting a lot of attention from our ET right now. Parks and Rec, Parks and Facilities has been kind of business as usual. There's been some exploratory digging out at the ball fields looking for irrigation. That's kind of been unsuccessful. So, but we're still proceeding with that. I got some contacts for some infill for the fields to try to get those going. And then I'll pass that on to Arnulfo.
Yeah, just on that item, I'm a baseball softball freak. If we know the price and the amount we need somebody to say, this is how much we need. There's some individuals that will sponsor that.
Oh, okay.
And pay for it. So
Okay.
we just need to get those numbers. So we can move forward with that.
I've reached out to those contacts, and if I could get the amount we need, so I could get a quote from, I could get those quotes to you.
Which contacts you talking about?
We had received contacts. There's a local field manager from Rigetti that they do a few different.
I'm talking about donors.
Correct. But I've
You have
contacts
donors
for
too? Okay.
no, just the brick dust for the infield.
Right.
So where we get those. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay, good. We need that so we get numbers on it. So,
Mhm.
thank you. Sorry, David.
Oh, no worries, no worries. And then we've been doing graffiti removal. The monument got hit. So that's all taken care of. We've done some paint striping for emergency vehicles. And then just storm drain cleaning, getting ready for everything that we have coming our way. We are still kind of in the process working with Santa Maria Valley Railroad for the Amtrak project. We kind of we're gonna move it. Our contractor is gonna move it so that we can get started on that project because that's been the only thing kind of slowing us down on that. So we're anticipating a move somewhere around February 24th. But once we nail that down, we'll send out info because that's we're gonna try to contact some news people because that is a historic thing.
Right.
So and it's gonna go on Low Boys down Highway 1. So we kind of want to share the wealth on that, getting that back to Santa Maria's to their railroad historical museum that they have. The SCADA is almost done. They're doing testing right now. So that's probably the next council meeting. That'll probably be the last one, and Phil can close that off the process. It's kind of been just their typical stuff with service calls and everything. But what we did do is we took the water tower out of commission. We had it inspected. There's a lot of rust, and it was recommended by the inspector to quit using it. So we took it offline last week, and we're using the water that was left in it for the construction site. So we're not wasting anything. We're just pushing it to a different direction. And then, it only held about 100,000 gallons. And it's easily absolved into the tanks that we do have. So we're not losing water or anything like that.
Inspectors indicated that it needs to come down. We can't use it.
No, the tower's fine. It's the water inside the tower can cause problems long term. Yeah. So the tower's not coming down. If anything, we're gonna try to find ways to repair it. Work with the companies that wouldn't take down their towers and stuff like that, so we can get it looking better to match the park once that's done. Wastewater, they're doing annual reports. They've had some manhole repairs with their monitors, their flow monitors. We did have an emergency over last weekend. No, the last weekend in last month. The power went out, tripped a breaker, and the pumps on the influent, which is where all the sewer comes in, weren't pumping to the ponds. So we had to get clays again out there, and they were helping us with their pump trucks round robin to lower the levels, get it into the ponds, and then electrician came out and they ended up blowing a breaker in the panel that they couldn't find. They had to trace the wires because the generators kicked on and everything, but the pumps never kicked back on. So kind of got us there. But all the biolac repairs and everything, all that stuff is still doing great. So we're winning there. Now for the admin report. Again, Tom is going through some stuff right now, so he won't be here tonight. Oh, I guess he's online. So the goal is to do a capital campaign update and do a more in-depth financial update later on in the month on the next council meeting, because there's a lot to do. So we're trying, it's just taking time. But so what we got going is we have Las Mujeres started on Monday. They're going crazy over there, lots of good stuff. 303 They're doing a lot of dirt work. Electricians came in. They're starting to do all the conduit placing and wire pulling and all that. There is some tent fencing going up that's going to butt up kind of against the bus stop, so that that's still able to be utilized. Luckily, we don't really have there's no sidewalk on that side, so we don't have to worry about, eventually we'll meet ADA standards, but right now we're just kind of going with the historical presence of that bus stop. Like I said, Amtrak, we're working to move that caboose. The bathroom has been ordered, so that's on its way, but that's got a lead time too. And then we're still working our Caltrans permits. We had to do a resubmittal. I think our plans didn't match the proposed grade for their upgrade. And then some box specifications with like Frontier. So some of that stuff's getting worked out. So we met with Caltrans about the Highway 166. So they pretty much redesigned the whole thing. They redid their plans and everything. They're doing like they call it like a pork chop, which is essentially it's like a crosswalk to like a little island that they're going to put in to kind of make traffic flow easier and allow for a right-hand turn from 166 northbound on the Highway 1. So they're doing some of that. And then they're doing, they're working on their preemption time, which is the time like when the arm comes down, how long the light flashes, like all that kind of stuff there. And they're looking at various measures that other cities have used in similar situations with the crosswalk or with the turn signal so close to crosswalk or what do you call it? The train arm thing, railroad crossing. So they're working that. Geez. And then I don't know if you're going to touch on it, Mr. Mayor, but the air purifier program is back up. Yeah, for sure. I think all the information goes to that website.
Fires for Guadalupe are available. Some can actually register. So I'll give one of the website if we post it somewhere to where they log in and they'll provide the information and give it to their house.
Mm-hmm.
Free in air purifier. So, and then they come with filters and everything else. So that would be available from the AP area air pollution control district. That Nick can hook onto the city website somewhere.
Yeah, we'll find a way probably on Splash Page or something to just yeah, maybe even on the Public Works. It might work good on that side, but we'll figure out where to put it. The other thing that we have just this year we were awarded an earmark by the federal government for the senior center, and Senator Skiff is going to be visiting on Tuesday. So especially any council members that are available on Tuesday would be great. If you guys could show up, Chief, I think you got the email, so you have a heads up also. And then we'll go to the Royal Theater. So lots of earthwork being done. So today we went out and we did a sidewalk with engineers, design team. It turns out that the water level is a little bit higher than anticipated. So they had to do some, not necessarily on the site adjustments, but they came up with a plan to adjust for the higher water level and so that everything can proceed with construction as planned, especially with the upcoming rain. That's the biggest fear because right now it's just a giant swimming pool with the big old hole that's there. So they're working that. They're working with getting structural engineers in to QC the structural damage, primarily on the Highway 1 facing wall, with the termites, water rot, all the stuff that we've already discussed. They are starting to do some framing for some interior walls. probably primarily around where the doors are, and then extending out the bathrooms that they're doing to make them more ADA stuff. The marquee came down, and then they're looking at it right now. There's potential that, and maybe Tom can even talk more onto this, but there's potential that the damage to the marquee as far as rust is too extensive to save some of the cross members and stuff like that. So they're looking at ways to maintain the current design and everything without having to do a full replacement. So that is being worked, and there'll be more to come on that in the future. And then we are doing some training with the EDA, which is who one of the grants came from or is coming from. And that's going to be Thursday. We're going to have Isaiah, myself, Annette, to see, since the city is kind of in the process of taking this over, we want to make sure that we have all the tools necessary to make a smooth transition. And this is one. And then I guess we'll go straight to the budget stuff. So yes, ma'am.
I didn't quite hear. Did you say Senator Schiff, as in Adam Schiff, is going to be here?
Correct.
And I missed where you said where and why.
The senior center,
Uh-huh.
it's in regards to the earmark that the city applied for last year or early this fiscal year. We were awarded, he's part of the department that gave the award. So he, through Townsend, contacted us, his staffer contacted us, or contacted Townsend, who contacted us to see about coming and doing a tour of the senior center, since we got 237,000.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
for
for
those improvements.
working at.
When
seniors.
and what time?
Tuesday, we don't have a time yet.
Okay.
We're still waiting for the staffer, unless she got back to you.
So the talks with Barbara regarding the senator coming on Tuesday is that she recommends that city administrator, mayor, and myself and her are there, and one city council member.
Okay.
The time is to be determined, but I'm sure we will get that information as soon as we get a hold of it. There will be a story on that as well. And I was left with some tasks to do, administrative stuff for you, David, and for you, Mr. Mayor, regarding what to say. And there is a board, I have to create some renders so that way the senator sees exactly what we're working on. And I'm currently working on that as we speak.
You don't have much time. man.
Yeah. All the information went to him, so he
Okay.
probably knows more about it.
Okay.
I was just CC'd, so
Okay.
not that important. Anything else, ma'am? Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Are we going to talk, are we going to do item number 10 or are we not doing
I'm
item
gonna
number
give
10?
you exactly what I presented you guys. I'm gonna give you a rundown of how close the numbers are. We don't have a full presentation because we don't have a full rundown. So I don't want to give you item 10 if we're not 100% complete, but I'm
Uh,
gonna give you a status update.
You said that he's online
Tom is online.
to talk about what under your.
He is to answer any questions that I probably can't answer.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the financials that you provided to us right now and then
And Tom
do
doesn't
a
have these.
semi.
This is a status update, as close to status as I can give you.
I guess I want to know when I'm going to ask my questions that aren't financial related.
It would be no.
Okay.
Are we going into item 10?
No,
Or are we still on your report?
it's
'Cause
not
there
even
is an
long.
agenda item.
Finished that. Well,
Okay, because I do see agenda item number 10, and so I
Okay,
wasn't
I
sure.
mean, we can do chief and then we can go to 10.
You have to do yours, chief.
And I think Sylvia might have some updates also, so we could start with her and then go to chief.
I only have good news. Just an update on the finance director. We did extend an offer to a candidate and they have accepted and they're in the background process. So
great.
hopefully we can get somebody in here. Excited about that. Then we have somebody in wastewater operator, finally filled that last position that will start on Monday as well. That's it for me.
Okay. Any questions of Sylvia?
Our operator two?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Okay, Chief, you're on.
Seems we got a lot of things going. I could just pass by. The only, without, unless there are other questions, I'll just right off the bat. I sent you most of the, things we've been working on through email. But the one I'll talk about right now is the generator, which we've been waiting for as a city for quite a while. So I sent you that schedule. So the city generator, I finally found the vendor. We're looking at, he gave me a schedule between March 16th and March 20th. We'll have the big generator put out in front of the city hall in the area that'll be behind the bushes. And then the police department generator, they're looking at having that installed between March 23rd and March 27th. This way we'll have, hopefully have the invoices back, be able to send in by April so that we can get our reimbursements on both of those. And now that'll put us, be able to have a emergency shelter with, we'll be the only building in town with emergency power as far as a generator to be able to take care of a whole building. So we'll be in a real operational emergency shelter if and when needed. With that, unless there's anything you want me to speak about.
Well, I'm going to add, our last meeting, we were talking about the fire ratings,
Yes, sir.
and an individual basically asked the grand jury to come and talk with staff in terms of what's going on. So there were several dates, about 5 or 6 dates they were looking at in terms of coming into Guadalupe. And my assumption is it's gonna be just a fact finding coming in. So I just want to make it clear to the public that we received a grand jury request to look at the ratings that we received regarding the fire ratings that everybody's receiving. And so we could dig into that and see what we can do about it. And I think that, it's our task to look and see what resources we can have to meet those. And I'm talking resources, not only personnel, but also financial, to meet those requirements that will get us back down to a lower rating. It hurts everybody. And it's not a good thing. So for those that are interested, and the grand jury, when they meet, they don't meet with the public. They meet with several people, and just to do some fact finding. So that's, and I know you're going to be in there, and several of us, we're going to be having tea with the grand jury.
I have a question for Mr. Cinco. Given the update from the mayor, would it still be applicable to request a future agenda item for this for council to have a discussion at the policy level and just provide any direction that's needed? I just think that I'm getting communications via email, but I just don't think that's sufficient enough for me.
Excuse me, you're referring to the fire?
Correct. In
I-
regards to staffing, just because, in 10 years from now, if I'm hopefully not going to be here, chief might not be here. And I just want to make sure that this does not happen again. We make sure that we have a policy in place to make sure that we are on the right track moving forward. Affordability is so important at this time. There's so many things going on. So
If I understand your question, you're asking because there's some grand jury involvement, if we can do a future agenda item. I believe the answer is yes. We're not in a suspense mode because they're asking questions or conducting an investigation. That's that's a separate civil function. So we can proceed if that's the council's wish.
I would like to ask the council if they would support in bringing this back as an agenda item, just so that we have some groundwork to move forward.
I agree with that, as long as it meets the technical and legal entities that the grand jury may be placing on.
That's why I
placed
asked
on us.
Mr.
Yeah.
Cinco if they're,
So,
Well, without knowing all the
we
information, I
we
was
don't know
just
yet, yeah.
answering it as a hypothetical.
Yeah.
There may be reasons that we'd have to delay the item, but I don't foresee anything right now. Unless you know something, chief.
First of all, I probably need clarification of what you're looking for.
Well, I want to make sure, Christina, to clarify what you're asking. Are you asking that we have a policy in place to maintain our fire rating with that
at our staffing level, make sure that I know Chief is moving forward with this, but I also want to make sure that he has questions answered, because these emails, we can't all respond to. We can't really have a conversation in the emails. It's like reply one only.
Would you like a standing agenda item so that we can discuss it publicly, like?
That way we know what's
consistently?
going, yeah, I want
Okay.
to know how we're going to move forward.
Right.
I just don't want email updates and not being able to have a discussion on that. And also, I think it's important that our community knows, because Chief's emailing me, but that doesn't mean that the community knows what's moving forward. There is a plan in place. But I just think transparency is super important right now.
I agree.
Definitely. I mean, I have the information. I just didn't want to, we got other things to be really talking about. And then too, if it's possible, if I had some of the questions that people get, sometimes that's a lot of the tough stuff is no one's telling me or asking me or coming to me. And I have a lot of those answers already. I just don't know. So sometimes I have to, community members will send me snapshots. This is what someone's saying. And I have those, I have those things taken care of.
Basically, what they're saying is, what are you gonna do about it? And that's what our challenge is. What are we gonna do about it?
Yeah. And
Making sure we have the budget allocation, everything's prepared. That way we're not having to go back and forth. It's on the agenda item and it's up for discussion.
okay. Yeah, no, I planned ahead. We already have the plan, the funding, everything is, I was just waiting to see if that was going to be an agenda item and if there was enough people here and if I wasn't going to make it part of my report, because it could be pretty extensive, but things have been taken care of. I've been on the phone with the ISO person and we got, if I can just say this part, we got things resolved.
Awesome. I think then it will be a perfect agenda item then to everybody hear that information.
Okay, we will move it to standing agenda. Do you want to, I assume just once a month? Or?
Just the plan, just a one day, one agenda item, just an update of how we're going to move forward with this, how
Okay.
it's going to be addressed, and then how we make sure in the future this doesn't happen again.
Okay, how do you want to handle 10?
So I just have a couple sheets. And what you have in front of you is on the left side is Tom's invoices, and on the right side is our finance invoices. And then the invoices on the left are all the invoices that the city had that Tom did not have. It's approximately 42 invoices that the city had that Tom did not have. On the right is city invoices that were coded or inputted incorrectly. So you can see we went from on the city side, $1,084,190.87. After we've consolidated as much as we have so far, we are at $1,064,633.87. Tom started out with $968,130.25. After adding our invoices in, he is now at $1,015,522.27. Our original difference was $116,060.62. We are now down to $49,111.60. And these invoices are all over the place. There is several invoices that are coded for, I'll use this, for example, on the right side, the last two numbers that you see. One of those, the 570, is a total invoice price. And the 380 that is populated under that is the amount of that invoice that was actually for the Royal Theater. So this is the kind of accounting that we're running into, where whole invoices are coded that are coded for multiple things, and just the total cost is being applied to the Royal Theater versus the one or two line items that actually go to the Royal Theater.
David, does the audience have a
No,
copy of
nobody
this?
has this. This was all.
Can I share this?
like-
with them
Yeah,
or no?
absolutely. Yeah. 29%. So this is just a quick snapshot of where we're sitting, how far we've come so far, which is great improvements. But it also shows that it looks like the problem is with the city's invoices not being coded properly. Tom is real good about not keeping invoices for anything that is not coded specifically for the project. That's why a lot of these invoices on his side were not coded on his stuff initially, because they were coded to, there's one down kind of in the middle. It's a ICOF invoice that's coded to 89,444. Somewhere between when this theater project kicked off and now, this 89 code was presented somewhere. And things are starting to get coded to that versus the original code is a 79. So we're having to decode all this math.
Can I just clarify? Because you kind of explained it to me a little bit. The first page of the report that you provided is just the discrepancies between the project manager and the city's finances. Is that correct? With the starting balances and then.
Correct.
So that's not a comprehensive report of what's been spent. It's just the discrepancies between the invoices that were held between both parties. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay.
Who's working on all of this?
This is currently Annette and Tom
Okay,
and one of the other staff in the office is
Okay.
helping Annette.
clear as mud.
Yeah, exactly. Did you say last time when we were talking about this, I believe in your report, that we hired outside help?
Oh, yeah. I thought I'm sorry, I thought he just meant here. Yeah, we actually have but they're not helping necessarily with this.
Okay,
They are helping with our actual finance audit.
okay. So they're
Um,
just helping with the audit.
Right, they're helping clear all our books for the last several years. They're assisting Annette as needed because they can pull information quicker just from program knowledge to get it to her. But they are not helping with the Royal Theater audit specifically.
Is it possible to, and I mentioned to this before, but just for the meeting, is it possible to get a comprehensive report of what's been spent and where it's been spent to, like, instead of just the discrepancies, just the
Yeah, so
amounts?
as we spoke earlier, if I would have known that you wanted it per like contractor or whatever, that would have been a lot better because that information is probably easier to get.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy.
Versus trying to tell you what invoice is missing from which person and who's that is more of a headache than telling you we spent $100,000 on Tom last year. That is
Well-
way easier to find than what part of this invoice is not paid to the right person.
I think both are gonna, obviously be needed. I mean, I tend to with the last year of me asking these questions, it was determined that the city's finances were gonna be the kind of end all be all. If you guys need to work out what's missing with Tom, so be it. But I mean, ultimately, I just like to see what money the city has, what money has been spent that you can verify, because obviously there's some discrepancies. We've determined that. And then possibly planned money that's going to be spent. And I was hoping we'd see that tonight. But that goes to my next question. What were we expecting in this project update if it was going to be presented? And I know that there were reasons that it was not, which no blame there. But what kind of information was going to be presented tonight that we're not getting? Do you know?
I think if I don't think I'm wrong, but it was my understanding this whole time through all this that this is the information that was being requested. that there was a request for a comparison between how much Tom has been tracking and how much the city has been tracking. What is the difference and who has the erroneous account? That was my understanding this whole time. There was no, I did not think anything about how much we've paid AGD for their design. I did not get any of that out of any of your requests. I can provide that, but that's just not what, that's just not what. had
No, I
picked up
think,
from your request.
ultimately, my request is just to see what has been spent, what will be spent, what we have, and then how, the reimbursable funds that we don't have access to yet, or plan for those. But mostly, yeah, just kind of a good information on what's been spent. I think that maybe your misunderstanding came from when I previously requested the information, from previous staff. There was no good information.
I was
So
just riding those trains.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there was
Okay.
big discrepancies. So
Okay.
it was gonna come from, it was told to come from the city. Then we do no longer have that previous finance director. So yeah, no, I just want to see easy to read, what's been spent, where the money's going, and where it's gone.
Would it be possible for you to email me exactly what you're looking for so that
I feel like everyone asks me
Well,
this question.
I'm the first, this is the first time I've ever asked you because I
Yeah.
don't want to keep doing this over and over. I
Yeah,
would rather provide whatever information is requested the first time,
but see, I'm not a finance person.
but you know what you want to see. So you
Well,
tell me what you want to see and then I figure out
but
how to
maybe
produce it for you.
also what the community wants to see. And I don't, do we have people that want to speak on this item? I mean, have they,
Are we on item 10?
Yes.
yes.
We do. So
Okay.
just.
Yeah, no, I
hold
just,
on.
I mean, I think that, yeah, this is a good conversation to have. I think the ultimate question is where is the money? Where has it been spent? Not necessarily discrepancies. That's up to you guys to figure out, in my opinion. But I'm happy to email you that question. And then I have more questions, but we can stop there for now.
Okay.
I know that that's really got her nose into a lot of things.
Yeah.
And
But hey, this is what we do, sir.
yeah.
And we'll get you the
There's a lot
information.
going on. There's different accounting systems that we're at play and trying to pull one from an old
Yeah.
system and bringing it to the current system is just really there's no doubt that there's gonna be questions about
Yeah.
what's happening. So I think in the
100%.
future, with your questions and questions that we all have, then
Mm-hmm.
we'll get down to the balance. Where are we black and white? So
Correct.
I have one person that wishes to speak, Mira.
Hello, Mira. I think you guys all know me by now. I think it's concerning a little bit hearing you say you're unclear about what's been asked, because I know personally I have come here multiple times and asked, out of the money that the city was allotted for this project, what amount of money has been spent so far? Because there is a gap and there are people who have offered their assistance to come in and try to help with that gap, but they can't do that if there's not the information about what that gap is. So I do think it's, concerning to hear that there's still miscommunication about what is being looked for, because I think it has been really clearly asked by the community to get that information. And even just like based on these preliminary numbers, if the city had $10.5 million total and $1 million has been spent already, then basic math shows the city doesn't have enough money to cover the cost of the construction if it's $9.8 million. So I think those are the types of questions of like, we're in this process already. Where's the information to help people who want to be involved see that the project is successfully completed? And then I think also just, it is frustrating, I guess, to continue to kind of come and ask for this information and ask for updates and have it continually be delayed and delayed and delayed. So I just want to voice that. So thank you.
Just my comment is that we're trying to get to that. Because there's been some changes in our staffing, there's changes in our financial system. And we're trying to get to the bottom of that. I don't think we can be more transparent than that. You're not,
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was super easy to provide all this information. But all we can do is, I mean, we're digging into it. So that, I mean, that's all we can do. You know, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words. So.
that's enough. So anybody else out there that didn't fill out a form, wish to speak?
I know that there is individuals that apply to be part of the capital oversight committee. Can they be invited to the next meeting so they can just hear the details, or whenever the next agenda item is for the Royal Theater? Just make sure that they feel included.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's actually, can I piggyback off that? Are we going to, I mean, we were kind of expecting more information regarding this project, and then we had postponed a previous vote on the committee, the oversight committee. Will we be getting a or I guess kind of in the same vein, is this because we didn't get the full number 10 tonight? Are we going to move that to a next meeting? And then when are we going to determine about the oversight committee?
So initially, you, council, said to wait until after this meeting to decide whether or not to proceed. Because this isn't a full comprehensive, I would say that's up to council to defer whether or not that you guys want to move forward with the voting for capital campaign next.
My opinion on that, just based on this lack of report tonight, I think it would be beneficial to move the oversight committee vote to as soon as possible. I mean, it does seem like we did get some news in the last meeting regarding the project manager and his role, stepping out of the role, which I don't think we got fully, informed about, except in passing. But that just kind of proves the point that we may still need an oversight committee, and we should probably move that as up as soon as possible. And then it was also mentioned in passing at the last meeting about the possibility for moving forward with the capital campaign with the previous project manager in the role. So that's something I think we need to touch on, and I thought might have been touched on tonight, but it doesn't seem like that. So I'm wondering if we can get more, move those items up, because as Mira said, there is a gap that we're still quite, unsure about, and there's positions and people willing to volunteer to help out with those items. But without that full picture of the project, and not in regard to the construction, because David, it sounds like, I don't know about the water lines and things like, you know what I mean? But you do. It seems like the construction's going well. But as far as some of the social media, the capital campaign, different things like that, it's been very vague and there hasn't been action in the oversight committee. So I'm hoping we can move that up just because we don't have information on it. It seems like there might be a single point failure there.
Okay, very well. We will add it to the 24th.
Great.
All right, future agenda items. I have one, Mr. Mayor. Okay. Unless the agenda gets too full. Yeah. Next one, looks like it's getting full already. I was planning on bringing the request from SLOCAL Route 1 for the community benefit fee reduction forward. Where are we with that? Thank you for that. On the ordinance, well, we got the ordinance coming up on the vacant ordinance. That I actually spoke with Captain Schmitz today. We're working on basically a methodology to justify the fee that we wish to present to you. So that will be not next meeting, but probably the meeting after that. Yeah. Okay. All right, announcements.
So just making sure that the homeowner insurance update will be added to the other unscheduled items.
So because we spoke about it tonight, I was thinking the 10th, but if you want us to do the 24th and then start.
If
if
whatever
that's fine.
is allowable. Yeah.
Okay.
I know that staff we have a really busy but I really want to not postpone it as much.
And I'm sure if there's any like important updates, I'm sure Chief can give them in his public safety briefing.
Okay, perfect. I just getting, yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Gene, any announcements? Christina?
There's going to be a Black History celebration. Chief didn't mention he's a keynote speaker. I'm really excited. I'm hoping to join. I think that's February 21st.
Where?
15th at Lompoc. Okay, on the 15th at Lompoc. I think there's going to be one the 21st at Hancock College. But still looking forward to that. And then I forgot to mention and ask David, but I do want to just mention it here. I was disappointed when I seen the ballot boxes removed during the special elections. I know that we do have an MOU agreement with the County of Santa Barbara, but I do see the beautiful signage from the Dune Center there. And just want to make sure that when they put the ballot box, that there's not conflict on there. Just because I know that there is an elections, we see signage going up, making sure that that ballot box can still somewhere fit along these lines here.
Amelia?
Let's see. Was that the food bank, food bank distribution? There seemed to be more people this time than last time.
273 families.
I knew you'd quote.
Yeah.
And David mentioned the groundbreaking at Las Mujeres. I was there as well. And today I was walking over the bridge and the pedestrian bridge, and I looked down, and in less than a week and a half, it blew my mind how much has already taken place. If you didn't know there was a park there before, you would think of just, ground. And I was watching one of the workers remove grass, and it wasn't just, it was very artistic the way they were doing it. Anyway, I was very surprised at how quickly the renovation is happening, which is great. That's it.
I just wanted to say that we had our first adult pottery class at the city hall. Chief was there. He was making some art. No, I'm just kidding. It was very fun, and we had I thought a really good turnout. So I'm involved in that. So I just want to let you guys know it's very fun.
Now, is that coil or spinning or?
Yeah, we're looking to get some wheels donated, but right now it's just hand building.
It's not on the gym floor, is it?
Of course not. No, we laid down a tarp as big as
the
I
gym
could
floor?
see. It is on the gym floor.
Okay, how much money you got?
24 cents. Does it cover it?
They won't cover it.
Darn. Oh.
Okay, well, it's good to have pottery class, Brian. In my college days, that's where you spend a lot of time just spinning, just making things and giving it away. It really settles your mind. But it'll be spinning. It's coiled right now. Where do you fire?
Our kiln is located at Leroy Community Center.
Leroy Community Center. They're in the
Boys and
gym. Girls Club in the gym.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. That's good. Food bank recovered to 73. A lot of families, a lot of food. Tomorrow I have a North County sub-meet. SBCAG meets, the southern folks meet and the northern folks meet, the representatives, and we as the northern folks meet at Solvang. So that's every I think second Wednesday of the month we meet there in Solvang. So, and then we bring that information to our SBCAG meeting, which is on the next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but the next Thursday. A lot going on. They're doing a lot of information on our count, for our growth count, in terms of how many people are projected out for 30, 40 years. So it's interesting stuff. So that's all I had. Is there a motion, Gene, to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn.
Okay. Is there a second? Any discussion? All those, okay, no. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thanks all for